Welcome back to Old World Heroes of the Aegean campaign. And I realize that there's Rise of Macedon, the third campaign here, is an absolute nightmare campaign. And I've tried it so many times, and it's just doing what you're supposed to do is not going to work. So, give you an example here. What happens, and I'm sure most of them have played this, probably just biting their nails and pulling their hair out and screaming like, what the hell is going on here? And yeah, it's just one of those scenarios. And the problem with this scenario is that you start with hardly anything. Your economy is losing money, very few resources, and you're being attacked by so many tribes. So that part can be wrestled right. You've got the rebels, even rebels coming down here. And just as a start out, you can start out with the cities here. And you've got the Athenian Alliance, you've got Sparta. And what I recommend in the beginning to do immediately is to make a truce with the traders. Sell stuff and give them the money they need and make a truce with them. Deal with these rebels, get them in our thread. At least we don't have to deal with the trading army. The dancers are coming in to trade it. We have a very small army. And eventually we'll just increase the concentrate, pick them off one by one, and get the workers out of the way and do the best we can to ward off that. And that's the easy part, actually, to get started. And then what you do after is once you build up a couple of units, build you guys, go after the Paeonians, and build settlers and settle that. And it goes on. I mean, a lot of you players have figured this out. I mean, this is quite easy. But here's the annoying thing. You just do not have enough time. You know, you go on, you take on the Paeonians, and you take on the Illyrians. You have to build settlers to get these cities occupied. And then once again, you go back to build one army for the Thracians. And they're not that hard to beat. You know, you just need about a few units and just hit them one at a time. But make sure you got settlers, you know, to settle the cities. And you can win that. But like I said, it takes time. But it can be done. And then it's going to ask you to take the Thessalian cities. One of them you can get via marriage. Fine, Larissa. But then eventually you're going to have to take these other two, and all fine and well. But here's the problem with the scenario that you probably realized. All right, let's go to close to around turn 80. All right, it's turn 79. And I've pretty much conquered everything in the north here. I took out the whole Thracian, knocked the Thracians out. I even took out the last two Illyrian cities in another campaign because they have a lot of wood. And my economy is very good. And I told you earlier, you know, it's time to go south. Now, what I did throughout the game is I made peace with the Athenians. The Athenian alliance, even though Demosthenes was denouncing me and all that, I just kissed his ass. And in the beginning, you know, there's like the conflict, like with Sparta, always side with the Athenians. Even go to war with the Spartans. They cannot reach you or touch you. And then eventually I got the Athenians to declare war on Sparta, and they conquered it. And the thing is, now you do have some. When you have peace, you know that you can enter each other's territory, no problem. But the thing is, all right, I'm building an army. I built my economy and everything, and I guess I'm supposed to go to war with the Athenian alliance. Well, good luck, because that's not really the problem.
If you go to war early, it just your units are garbage, pretty much so. You need to advance in technology to get longbowmen. Your Hypaspes are garbage too. You want to get swordsmen and pikemen, those kind of units, to even have a chance against the Athenians. Because they're hardly at war. All they have is just to build up their science, and they can spawn military units by the hundreds. So the suggestion of taking their cities here, yeah, good luck. This one is a possibility, which I'll show later. I did end up taking it. But good luck taking these cities here. But the problem is, this is what happens on turn 80. Let's get... Struck down. There it goes. You worked so hard for this, and all of a sudden on turn 80, or around that turn, you get struck down. Now, you do have a bunch of warnings like, okay, King Philip's going to die, King Philip's going to die, and around turn 75, or in the mid-70s, you get the final message, and then, okay, well, maybe send him home to Pella, don't let him fight battles, just put him in do something to him and all that, and he dies. I was so close, defeat. Boy, am I pissed. This happens so often, and I just got absolutely pissed off. So I'm thinking, how can I go to war with the Athenians and accomplish the goal here? It's just absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great player. But please, I couldn't do it. So. But I did find a solution to this, and it is a very cheesy way, but it works. And I'm going to show you. So then when you can play the campaign, do it. Because this really pissed me off, and I'm sure it's pissing a lot of people off. So I'm putting this video out just to show you. Maybe later I'll do a whole campaign, but I want to get this information out so you guys can actually redo it and actually be successful, and then unlock the Alexander and the other campaigns. Because without this, you cannot unlock the other campaigns unless you're a hacker, you know how to cheat and all that. I don't. So I'm going to show you the solution here. All right, this may be a little bit too late, but this is your last chance on turn 76. I actually replayed a couple turns and did it a couple turns earlier, but when you get that last warning around turn 75 that you're going to die soon, you know that by turn 80 the game's going to be over. And you've done so much work for absolutely nothing. So here's the trick. What you got to do is, as soon as you get the last message, is abdicate the throne to a young Alexander. Yeah, he's either going to be 14 or 15. And yeah, your money here will all of a sudden go negative. That's why you got to save it up and just, rebuild. And like I said, another thing is the reason you can't accomplish everything is you just don't have enough orders. So now after almost 70-some turns, I got it up to 38 orders. Maybe I could have done a little better job on some things, but then I would have had to sacrifice the resources and all that. But that's the key. Is before Philip dies, no later than turn 75 or 76, abdicate the throne in favor of Alexander. And just continue on, and the way to get your money back is, build hamlets, use council, and eventually it will stabilize. But the one thing you did is you saved the game from stopping on turn 80. And I'm going to show you how to continue. But then you have the problem is fighting the Athenian alliance and capturing 4 of their cities. Good luck. It's just not going to happen this traditional way. So what do you got to do? You got to build an army and hopefully, get in a long drawn-out war and maybe capture their cities. No, it's not going to happen that way. I will show you how to do it. So Alexander on the throne before or in the mid 70s or in the 70s, anytime after, no later than the last warning about Philip's death, boom, put him on the throne. Now let's continue. All right, here I am. It's turn 102, and Alexander is king, and I've stabilized a lot, just building units. And look at this here. I built, you still see the Athenian just sitting there and there, but I built a big army. And what I did is, during this time, the 20, almost 30 turns is, I got my workers to build fortification line right across like this in Thessaly, and also a similar line here south of Dodona. And I just keep on building troops because I have the ability, I got so much money and I can sell stuff, food, that I can do to rush as long as I have production. But this is the strategy here, is build a line. Look at this army right here. And don't be fooled. There's hundreds of units just sitting right down here. I mean, I could send a scout and all that, but if they're not, then for some reason the AI just spawns them like 10 at a time. I don't know, it's some cheat code or something. I don't know. It's incredible that this Athenian alliance can support so many units without going bankrupt. And also what I did is I built a fleet. I built a fleet right over here. And I kept some troops over here because when I took Thrace and conquered the Thracians, I left this open because I wasn't interested. But the Athenians, since they were at peace, they built the city of Aegean here. Even if I built it, it wouldn't make a difference. But here is the key. You have to take 4 of the Athenian cities. So once you get your army lined up here and in defensive mode here, you got to, like I said, technologically wise, you have to have longbowmen. Yeah, longbowmen are the key. And a lot of phalangites are okay, but swordsmen, but your Hippaspists, they're not going to be worth anything in battle because these Athenians with their technology, they got the swordsmen and advanced units, and they're just going to crush them, and they even have cataphracts. So even thinking, oh, that's a good enough army to go down here, no, you're going to get slaughtered. That's why I built these defensive positions, so I have at least a chance to do what I need to do. But the key is, you're still at peace with Athens. The key to beat this game is when you're ready to go to war with the Athenians, is to go to the Athenian alliance. All right. What you do is, there's one city here. I know that if I can get my troops across, I can capture this thing and hold off the navy. Believe me, the Athenians in a few turns will send a huge navy up here. They got not only units, land units, they got a huge navy. So I kind of played this out, trickily. I mean, you can build more ships or whatever in between, but I was able to do this here. I'm going to use this army to take this city and a couple other cities. Now, what I did is take this here, gift it to the Athenian alliance, and you got to hold Alt. I think you do. Hold Control, and it lights up. Bang! You give them this city, and then let's do the same thing with this one. Control. I gifted it. Now I have 3 cities. Now, I mean, you can gift another one if you want to, but the way the AI plays here and the way I have my troops set up, it kind of will work out. So you gift them these cities, and then in the following turn, when you're ready, or a turn or two later, declare war on Athens. All right, now this here, it's just turn 119. The war lasted probably about 10, 15 turns. first I landed all these troops over here, and I was able to capture Aegean. That was city number 1. I left a unit here to occupy, and then the following turn I got the other units back on land, just in time before the Athenian navy arrived. See, the first group of ships I sunk, but then the Athenian navy, more ships arrived, and they just destroyed my ships. But I did get most of the units across, and then I reinforced it with a unit or with an extra unit of swordsmen, and I was able to take Potidea. That was city number 2, and then all the way over here, city number 3, captured. That counted, that I figured that, like, great. And in the meantime, the main battle that was going on is the Athenian army just charged in and attacked and did a lot of damage, but I was able to hold on, and with the longbowmen, I was able to pick off their units. And they just started storming over here. Looked like this big army that I had. I even reinforced it. I'm losing the war. But I was able to just hold off and just pick them off and just, do my best and rush produce units and bring them down here from Larissa and kept the front stabilized so none of these cities fell. But they just kept on launching units after units after me. Now the thing over here is, after I killed a few units, they do retreat. I mean, a lot of them ended up getting killed, but a few of them, they do retreat to send them over to this frontier. And then as you can heal your units and build up, I was able to, get a couple onagers and just make a dash, and I was able to capture city number 4. And then they do send some units to try to recapture them, but I just had enough here. And once the city is occupied and is counted as capture number 4, there is an instant peace treaty. Boom. It goes to peace with the Athenian alliance. So the fighting is over, and since it's peace, they can be inside your territory. The units are just frozen in place. So this is like about 3 turns after the peace, because I was wondering, there was no objective anymore. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is this just going to sit here and do nothing? And it wouldn't give me the victory. But what happens is a couple turns later is, get ready for Cleopatra's wedding, Alexander's younger sister. And once you go to Cleopatra's wedding, see, that's the key here. And that's the beauty of gifting to cities. But once there's peace with the Athenian alliance, okay, then you wait for Cleopatra's wedding, a couple turns, and let's see what happens here. Wedding assassination. You arrive for the wedding of Duchess Cleopatra at Aegae. The city's theater is packed with guests, and you go to meet many dignitaries who have come to show respect to the bride's father. So even though Alexander is king, it's really talking to old man Philip.
This is how you beat